says you're alive. I hope so. Am I still alive? Is there still some life force happening? I like that. One full conscious breath, or rapid conscious breaths, as doggies do. Whatever your particular species fallback fundamental breathing technique is. One full conscious breath, the world's shortest meditation. Clears and cleans, accesses the presence. In these times, right now, as things speed up, or you could say the energies are getting more intense, I've been in a healing, holding, private retreat mode. So when I go back out into the driving world, for instance, I can really feel, maybe it was always this way, but I can feel the stress of people driving and having to get somewhere and rushing and pushing and hurrying to their deaths. Hurrying to our deaths. Chapter in the book, by the way, and Listening to the Sun on Amazon. The number one priority during this time is going to be that you stay in contact with your inner self, with God, with Source, with Presence. And that you focus on your own clearing, healing, dissolving your old drama, trauma, and karma, your old sins. Sins were wrong understandings, misunderstandings. It's a mistake. It's like a take. It's no big deal. We've done a lot of mistakes. It's like in a movie. That take was no good. Let's take two. Do it again. You can repeat it. Some directors do 60 takes till they get it right. You've got an unlimited number of takes, so don't worry about it. Jesus says that. Don't worry about your sin. It's all forgiven, man. Start up. Do it again. You're born again today. Buddha's like, history is history, right? It's not even a good story. It's all stories. Anyway, so the number one priority as things speed up is your personal healing. If you want to help the planet, if you want to help yourself, if you want to start being able to enjoy things, enjoyable, enjoyable, enjoy, are you able to be in joy? And this into the collective, 4th, 5th dimension, 6th, 7th, and 3rd dimension. So in a sense, the greatest service you can do to the planet is to heal yourself. Right? Every teacher says that. I use the Bible because we're so inculcated, programmed with it. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, then all these things shall be added unto you. What profit, what are you worried about? Why are you anxious about what clothes you're going to wear, what you're going to eat, Doesn't mean you're not smart, you're not an idiot. Don't go, naked, homeless. No, don't do that. But be smart about it. Know that the primary food source for you is your inner breath, your inner communion, oneness, kundalini, chakras, the kingdom of heaven within. And do whatever you need to do to drink from that well. God told me, get a recliner, because I want you reclined as I sort of work on you. So you have to take that time to do it. The number one priority is to fill your own well. If your well runs dry, how are you going to feed other people? And you're going to be tempted, especially spiritual star seeds. You're going to go, well, I'm the mother of I volunteered to help the earth humans. That may be true, but when Spirit says, clean up your own cellular DNA first, and your own emotional trauma, drama, and karma first, and if you're avoiding that by thinking, I want to help everybody else, you're a spiritual starseed cat lady. It's no different than the cat lady going, I'll rescue all the cats before I clean up my house. My girlfriend has some of that syndrome of over-helping. Many people do, just not just women, but men too. I do. God has had to cure me of the over-helping syndrome, over-missioning syndrome, thinking that, and so he knocked me down. Spirit, I do it. I do it to myself. My own soul steps in and goes, override, there's some physical shit for you to deal with so that you will wake up, get back to basics. Back to basics is get back to source. Be with yourself. Seek ye first. Don't miss your communion practice, your meditation, your yoga, the walk with the dog. However you do it. I've been communing with the mulberry trees lately. They've been talking to me. It's not crazy, you know? So the most helpful thing you can do to help the planet wake up is to get your own house, your own temple, your own body. And it has to be done in the body. Spiritual ascending your ass out of here, is passé. Ascension happens naturally. The flower opens naturally when it's time. Forcing the flower to open early, sticking your thumb in the rose and forcing it open, nobody enjoys the rose. And the rose certainly doesn't enjoy that either. So punishing in military style, Tibetan style, forcing your ascension, I don't recommend. Direct natural communion, simple prayer, simple communion, simple awareness exercise, breathing, vipassana, don't even name it. The mind thinks it knows. I practiced the most holy vipassana. Well, it's the first vipassana meditation that was ever taught, so ours is the best. How the fuck is, sorry, I'm not supposed to do that anymore. How is that any different than 30,835 different Christian cults, the majority of them thinking they're the only way to heaven? That's ego. Simple. Simple. Become ye as little children. Something is breathing me. Something is breathing me. What is beating my heart? What is breathing me at 3 a.m.? Contact that. The unnameable, the ineffable. And that's the biggest service you can do to the planet. And as times get sped up, I'm calling out some starseeds now, or people that think they're light workers. And we are. I'm being called out. God is like, get down flat, Tobias. I was joking for a few months. God's got his boot on my neck. Right? Spirit's like, settle down, boy. He's like dealing with an out of control pit bull. That was me. And I'm still going through the remnants of it. Just now, 10 minutes ago, I'm laying in bed. The remnants are still percolating through my body. It's like coming out of the spiritual bends. It's like we have the bends. We're boiling stuff out of our bodies. If you're on the real path, if you're big pharmacing yourself and taking all these drugs and staying busy, don't worry. You'll be lovingly taken off the planet and relocated to another planet that is still doing 3D here in a few years. And that is as it should be. And all the masters talk about that too. Jesus says, I don't know why I'm talking so much about Jesus right now, but let the dead bury the dead. That's pretty harsh. Whew, that's a little tough. He didn't be like, let everyone choose freely their own private choice over their soul evolution and their own right timing. Isn't that a softer way, more politically, spiritually correct way to say it, Jesus? I'm going to get spanked now for that comment, right? Oh, God. I get myself in trouble. So, number one priority is you and your internal communion. And if you're a spiritual person and has had all these spiritual experiences, keep it grounded, keep it real. God's making me keep it grounded. And I'm not doing great, you know. It's a learning curve for all of us. I have to do it. I got to walk. I got to do the Gayatri mantra right now. Talk to the sun, let it come inside me, walk with my bare feet on the ground, feeling my inner body twice a day. That's just to keep up right now. The damn solar sneezes and solar ejecta, the upgrade is going fast. If you're not feeling it, don't worry about it. When it comes for you, it will. So, number one priority, your own personal communion, oneness, come into union, and your own personal wake up, right? Don't worry about nature, the plants and the animals. They're not worried about that. Mother Earth got really strong with me a few years ago when I was bitching and moaning or complaining about someone in my life saying, "What they got to wake up." And it's my girlfriend, of course. Primary relationships are really good for your practice, by the way, for your awakening practice, if you're willing to use it that way. And you can do that. They don't have to do it. You can do it. You can do it one-sided. Both people don't need to be on board. And I was complaining to Mother of God, there's Father God, Mother God, Son of God, all of that's true. Why is there's a daughter of God, who's Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost? Why isn't it Father, Mother, Brother, and Sister? That's much more real, the four aspects of God, instead of just this male patriarchy Trinity thing. That's bullshit. Get real. And there's a fifth one too, which is the ego. That's another story, the Luciferian ego. That's a whole big thing. We don't want to pull that ripcord right now. And I was complaining to Mother. She help her wake up, and she got stern with me, Mother, and she said, "Tobias, I'm not worried about her. I can reach her through her feelings, and she's got direct access. It's you I'm worried about." And I was like, oh, gobsmacked. I go, "Oh, I get it. Because you think you know things, Tobias. You are understanding things, standing under things." I don't know if I was the first one to use that term 10 years ago or not, but I notice it's everywhere now. Was that a little ego flare-up? There's nothing wrong with a little ego. It's fun. Just keep it sort of contained. Don't let it take over and run the ship. Number one priority, your own personal path, I would suggest. Personal healing, and your life gets better, and you get smarter, and you can be taken care of materially by miracles, by the universe. I was just telling a friend yesterday, John, about all these miracles I've had with cars throughout my lifetime, of leaks going away, people I know that drove 300 miles across Nevada without putting any gas, on an empty gas tank because they prayed. God said, yeah, we'll take care of it. The angels took care of it. People healing it. Someone I knew back in Texas that drove for a whole day without their radiator fluid, just died, went out, the radiator blew up, drained the radiator fluid, 92 degrees in a Texas sun in Sherman, Texas. They drove the whole day without radiator fluid, and because after they invoked help from source, from God. All possible, but not if you don't do your own personal healing. $100 bills dropped in the air in front of you. I've had that happen personally once. I've known it from friends 2 other times. $100 bills when they needed the money. The old harbor captain of San Pedro, California, was an old Swedish guy that I knew about 25 years ago. He told me once he was standing on the bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge, and he had to get all the way across Manhattan to get to the ship. He'd been out carousing, drinking, and all that. He said, "I got to get there, Spirit. I got to take a taxi." And he had no money. He'd been bankrolled. They'd stolen all his money, whatever, right? And he stood there, and on the bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge, money dropped into his hand from the angelic kingdom. He was a drinker, carouser, merchant seaman. None of that matters. It's the simple, direct approach. I'm telling you all real stories. Keep it real. Get your own personal stories of real miracles and synchronicity. Why not? That's what it's about. It's about your journey. God loves, Source loves, the 0 point loves all of us and wants to play with us. So seek ye first your own divine hookup to thy own higher self and God's source in whatever form you see that. That's the number one priority, especially more and more and more as the distraction circus will start happening, even more and more and more. All right? That's the massage, the message for the message right now. Mess age. Yeah, no, yeah. Okay. Mo later. Much love. I have to look into the sun for a little bit. All right, bye.